With us this evening is Anirudh Bahel, who is the editor of the website Cobra Post. Anirudh, welcome. He's in our studios in Delhi. And Dr. Kumar Vishwas, member of the National Executive of the Aam Aadmi Party, is with us. And Sanjay Jha represents the Congress Party. He's also, been advising the Congress Party on social media usage. BJP accuses Sanjay Jha of leading all the dirty tricks on the social media, by the way, on behalf of the Congress Party. Piyush Goyal, who makes that accusation against you, will be joining us in a minute. But let's start with you, Anirudh Bahel. Yet another good investigation. A lot of attention that this one too is drawing. And of course, you are also the person who brought out all the details on Snoopgate. So congratulations on your detailed investigations. My question to you is, and don't take this as too much as a judgment on it. Your sting shows a series of companies making claims of having been hired by political parties to run a negative campaign. Now, these are claims. So, Mr. Tejpal, is there the proof to back these claims? Is it possible that these are just all claims to boost their credentials? Since someone from, Mr. Bahal, since someone from your Cobra Post team approached them with an offer, did you independently verify these claims?
No. Of course, I mean, the reporter is meeting these people over, with a lot of them you have several meetings. Right. And what they say is, and actually just to preempt this question of yours, we actually went and there's a transaction with one of them. We actually said, because we couldn't defame a legal entity, we couldn't say, come go defame Arnab Goswami. So we have to say, we created a legal entity called Mercury Aviation, which was a fictitious entity. We created a website, we created a Facebook page, and then did a transaction, and they just simply ravaged Mercury Aviation. They did a deal to defame me, but we didn't have the money to sort of conclude the deal. But the kind of processes they said they would do, so it is not that they were making tall claims. They were being tasked for particular task. If you look at the conversation, they were saying that they have been tasked for something, to blame Nitish for the Patna blast, that they have been tasked with a particular how to press Sardar Patel. So there's a sort of cohesion in their claims. There's a certain cohesion. We see office setups with servers, with people sitting in them, and these are not tall claims at all as far as I'm concerned. Because we went through all the
this is being used on an everyday basis.
With one of them,
this is being used on an everyday basis, not by political parties, but by other people, all kinds of people, is it? I mean,
you see, it's all kinds of people. It's people. It's corporates could be using it to malign reputations. It is basically that's what you and I as journalists know, that if we give an honest opinion on Twitter, maybe 10 trolls hit you in a second. That is not individual outrage. That is organized, artificially created outrage by these kind of companies. Please make that distinction. Twitter, between you and me, we discuss civilly, we discuss certain ideas, etc., etc. But wherever you have 50 trolls hitting you because you have tweeted something, that is organized, manufactured outrage, and is most dangerous in this country.
Okay, so that's why. No, just Sanjay, just very curious that the one party which doesn't seem to have got too many negative references in the course of the Cobra Post investigation is the Congress Party. In fact, it appears that a lot of people out there in the course of the investigation spoken about, the way they speak is that the Congress Party is more a victim than somebody who's benefiting from this, the use of such nefarious means. Are you really as innocent as you've been made out to be? Because, the BJP is not very happy with Cobra Post anyway since Snoopgate, and seems to suggest that the Cobra Post is always doing the Congress Party a favor.
Well, Arnab, I'm waiting for my good friend Mr. Piyush Goyal to land up, because if he believes that I'm part of some kind of a dirty tricks department, this is the cliche that the BJP uses, which is non-existent, by the way.
2 minutes he's on, 2 minutes.
All the things that they suffer is because of their own self-inflicted damage. I think what the BJP has established is they are a dirty tricks industry is what they have. And I'll give you an example. It's a character, it's what I call as a boon character.
You'll have to repeat this when Piyush Goyal comes in, because then he'll respond to you more directly.
No. Yeah, absolutely. I promised to do that. There was a jolly good fellow yesterday trying to insult, a woman journalist. There is a stalking issue happening with, a sahib in Gujarat. And what you're witnessing today is a cyber supari that Anirudh Bahel rightly called it. Now, it's very typical of the BJP to trash anything. This is not a Congress, by the way, expose. Cobra Post is an independent journalist organization, and whatever they have done is their own personal volition. The truth of the matter, though, I think that's a fact that we need to establish, and you and I have debated it on your Times Now channel. Where is the overwhelming dominance of the so-called right wing happening? How, I have always wondered too, Arnab. How can so much of negativism be prevalent in the Indian young mind? And as we discovered through the expose, a lot of them are, in fact, a majority of them are nothing but fictitious creations.
You also create a lot of things.
Let me answer.
You also create a lot of things. Don't force me to say it.
Arnab,
don't force me to say all the things.
Well, I'll give you one example. There is a media house. No, you also wait for Piyush to come and then we will perhaps debate it. There's a media house that actually ran an e-election campaign, a very popular media house. And for Uttar Pradesh, this is a classic example of how the right wing and I think the BJP really abuses the social media platform, unfortunately. They had, for Uttar Pradesh elections, the SP and the BSP and the Congress, which are the three biggest in the Lok Sabha today, got 10% or 12% of the votes. 88% went to the BJP. Now
I live in the real world.
Reality at all.
One minute.
It's completely manipulated.
You go and ask those people who do virtual elections.
It's manipulated and manufactured.
Sanjay Jha. I don't know about other channels. This channel and we all live in the real world. So, we'll keep that part aside.
But that was my point to establish
keep that part
as to how the Bharatiya Janata Party and its multiple avatars, including the RSS,
are you frustrated?
The ABVP,
are you frustrated at the support of the...
Sorry?
No, are you frustrated at the support of the Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP?
I'll give you an example, Arnab. Supposing... No, 1 minute. Supposing the BJP used it to do the rubbish propaganda, I'm sure the people could see through it, that would be okay. But you see what they do, Arnab, is they doctor videos, they spread malicious propaganda, they try and annihilate somebody's reputation, and that is what is worrying. Because in my opinion, people are susceptible. And you know what they have done is they have frightened away the average, simple, non-Congress, non-BJP, non-CPM.
Okay, now you've spoken Aam Aadmi Party's turn.
Because they see nothing but fear and hatred.
Now, Aam Aadmi Party's turn.
Okay.
This sting also shows a man, Kumar Vishwas. Bipin Pathare of Om Communications. No, Bipin Pathare of Om Communications. He claims, वो कहते हैं कि Aam Aadmi Party approached him to donate a database of voters to them. And Pathare claims to have spoken to Arvind Kejriwal himself. Right? कुमार विश्वास जी, ये स्टिंग ऑपरेशन में निकला है कोबरा पोस्ट के स्टिंग पे।
अर्नब, एक तो मैं ये कहना चाहूंगा कि एक स्टिंग ऑपरेशन अभी पीछे और हुआ था जिसमें आपके पास एक लिमिटेड सोर्स ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन था। आपको एक सीडी दी गई थी जिसके आधार पे आपने एक जजमेंट ड्रॉ किया था जो आप अपने व्यूअर्स को बता रहे थे, जिसको मैं बाद में देख पाया चूंकि मैं उसमें खुद था। आपने ये स्टेटमेंट दिया और आप जजमेंट दे भी सकते थे कि कुमार विश्वास लेइंग इन कोच इन हैविंग ब्लैक मनी। सो वो एक आधा हिस्सा था। उसके बाद जब पूरा रॉ डाटा मिल गया, चुनाव आयोग से मिल गया, पूरी फुटेज मिल गई, यूट्यूब पर भी है, हमने भी दिखा दी, तो उसके बाद आपने देखा कि 2 सेंटेंस उन्होंने काट दिए कि मुझे तो टैक्स देना ही है, मैं तो टैक्स दूंगा ही। तो मैं सबसे पहले तो ये चाहूंगा कि आप अपने दर्शकों को ये बात बता दें, क्योंकि वो आपकी मानेंगे, मेरी नहीं मानेंगे।
अच्छा, तो कुमार विश्वास जी, one minute. So let me speak. Let me tell you something. In the course of the last 1 week, I have received abusive mails, SMSs and calls from people who have claimed to be members of the Aam Aadmi Party. And Kumar Vishwas, after this program, I intend to send you some of those mails, and I want you, right, since you are a leader of the Aam Aadmi Party, to see the 3rd grade language, right, which I will not repeat and you will not repeat either. You will be ashamed of the language used by some of these people, and I will share that with you. First, I would like to tell you to tell all your supporters to be careful in the use of language that they use. One, with journalists who put out things in the public domain. One thing, right? And you should make that also public, and you should say that. Secondly, now, when we put out what was put out by Media Sarkar, you will also have to admit that on that very day, we not just had you, but Shazia and Yogendra Yadav to give their point of view, and you know why we did it. We did it because we did not take what Media Sarkar said at face value. We said it on the channel, right? That we don't, this is what has come out and it needs the other point of view. 1 minute, please, 1 minute, right? And I, in fact, asked Shazia to come and give her point of view. Now, after that, you got the rest of the sting, and you remember you were on a program where I asked Anuranjan Jha that what is your problem in giving the rest of the tape to the Aam Aadmi Party. Let them also go through it so that they can examine what is there or what is not there. Now, I think Mr. Kumar Vishwas, for all, yes, 1 second, right? And there were 4 people from the Aam Aadmi Party who were represented on the program. Now, I believe it is the job of the media to ask questions. And by the way, I have an SMS in which Shazia Ilmi sends me a long message about what she feels about it, to which I replied that your point of view is also carried and it is my responsibility to ask the questions. I'll forward you that SMS as well, to which she thanks me for doing so, right? And I'll tell you this, Mr. Kumar Vishwas. I think what I was doing, 1 minute please, 1 minute. What I was doing was my job as a journalist to give all side points of view the currency, which is why you're on the program also tonight and all political parties were. But I do not believe that any one of your supporters, right? And you called me, Mr. Kumar Vishwas, on the day that you were doing the program. You called me 15 minutes before you made a sort of a direct or indirect reference to me in your press conference. You called me, and you know that you called me. You cannot deny it. And I told you, is that so? You are doing a press conference?
Yeah.
I told you that I will certainly have your entire press conference covered. Now, after that, I am appalled to say that the kind of language which I have received for doing my job from people who claim to be your supporters, because I really honestly believe that these people hopefully are not the kind of people who you would want to associate with, is completely shocking. And if my crime was to give all the points of view of the Aam Aadmi Party, Mr. Kumar Vishwas, I think I was doing my job correctly. Right? So since you have raised that issue, I put it on track out there. Right? Now, anyway, let's go back, because otherwise we'll be going away from the subject. Right? No, we'll be going, and you had, and also 1 second. 1 minute, you sent me, 1 second. Kumar Vishwas, 1 minute. Kumar Vishwas, 1 second. Let us be very clear, Mr. Vishwas.
So you have to say this decision.
Mr. Vishwas, 1 minute. 1 second, Mr. Vishwas.
It was not that type of a thing.
Mr. Vishwas, allow me. You know, I believe in being transparent, right? You cannot say something and then get away with it without getting my response. You sent me a text message, which I will also forward to you, saying that there should be another discussion on this subject, to which I responded to you that did we not have one debate on that already yesterday, to which you said, no, we should do another one. Now, Mr. Vishwas, if my mistake was that I did not call you for a second time or a third time on the subject, I don't think that was my mistake. I'm putting everything out transparently in the public domain.
Definitely,
and I hope that after this you will restrain the Aam Aadmi Party supporters from anyway, let's not go away from the subject, but I'm placing this in the public domain today. Right? Yes.
नहीं आपने उस दिन एक जजमेंट दिया था पूरा रॉ टेप जब आपने देख लिया तो भी आपको जजमेंट देना चाहिए मुझे लगता है कि ये
विश्वास
आपकी बात मानते हैं मेरी बात नहीं मानेंगे
by the way no 1 second Mr. Vishwas by the way Mr. Vishwas, my job is not to be the spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party, the BJP or the Congress Party. 1 minute.
Definitely not.
I said this to Arvind Kejriwal and I will say this to you tonight. I said this and I'm telling this tonight. This medium is transparent and let there be some role and scope for honest journalism in this country. At the Times Literary Festival last year, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal sat next to me and before an audience of over 1,000 people, Mr. Kejriwal accused me of not covering the Aam Aadmi Party enough, and I told him at that point of time that I am not the media partner of the Aam Aadmi Party. I will judge you by the same standards that I do for all parties. But I request you, Mr. Kumar Vishwas, to keep everything which I've said in record. And therefore, don't be surprised if somebody is asking you the questions. Now, Mr. Piyush Goyal is here.
मैं प्रश्नों से भाग ही नहीं रहा मैं केवल आपसे कह रहा हूं आपने जजमेंट पहले दिया बाद में नहीं दिया
बातें जो है ना बातें मैं ट्रांसपेरेंटली सामने रख रहा हूं 1 second, you know me, Mr. Kumar Vishwas. I think you know me.
मेरी बातें हुई वो तो ठीक है आपने माना पर आपके दर्शकों ने तो आपका माना उन्होंने तो माना कि अर्नब गोस्वामी कह रहे हैं कि कुमार विश्वास ने कैश लिया और बाद में मैं कह रहा हूं मैं टैक्स दूंगा आप कैसे ही दें
और सवाल करना मेरा काम है और मेरा कर्तव्य है, सवाल मैं करूंगा।
बिल्कुल आप सवाल करिए, पर आपने जजमेंट भी
दोनों
दिया।
तरफ को सवाल किया। अनुरंजन झा को सवाल किया। I asked Anuranjan Jha and I asked you. But anyway, this is not about you and me. We are too small. The larger issue here. Cobra Post is here. Anirudh Bahel has done an investigation, and Piyush Goyal has come on the channel. Piyush Goyal, what do you think about Anirudh Bahel's latest investigation? By the way, quite a few things regarding you have been said by Sanjay Jha. I don't know whether you first want Sanjay Jha to repeat a little bit of what he said before you respond, or you want to respond to the Cobra Post investigation.
No, I'd love to know what Sanjay said.
Sanjay, 30 seconds to repeat yourself.
All right, my pleasure. I'm saying, Piyush, that what you have reduced the social media platform to is an internet mafia. And, you know, this has been something not been speculated earlier, has been corroborated now by the Cobra Post expose. And I'll tell you, you know, what is known is that your famous poster boy, Mr. Modi, has 70% of his likes on his Facebook coming from Rajkot, Surat and Gandhinagar. That tells you the own story. I don't want to get into fake followers, etc. But the truth is that you have intimidated, you know, your entire right-wing team has intimidated people on Twitter. You have actually abused the social media platform. You have misled public opinion. You have tried to influence mainstream media, and you have done that all in a manner that's subversive and extremely subterranean and unfortunate. And today you stand exposed of paying money and creating a false image about your party and your leaders. And, you know, you need to actually apologize to the nation and to every young person, woman, the middle class, and anybody who wants to use the internet in the future, that you have created propaganda and, you know, manipulated and manufactured data. And
there's a boring repetition of what...
Please don't be self-righteous today.
Yeah. Arnab,
you asked me and I just responded to your request.
I'll have to probably take some English lessons to understand all these fancy words that Sanjay has drummed up. But the fact of life is
it will come for free.
Narendra Modi's followers are 94% from India, whereas his leader Ajay Makan, who heads their social media and their media cell, has 34% followers from Turkey, 24.5% followers from Russia, 12.5% followers from Ukraine, and 9.6% followers from United States.
Created by your BJP team.
The total followers that
created by your BJP team to malign the Congress leaders.
I think I listened very patiently.
No, let him now reply to you.
Yeah. The total followers that his leader has from India is a total of 2,937 out of a lakh, which is 3%.
Arnab.
Now, that is the kind of Congress presence in social media. The fact is, Narendra Modi got into social media space. He went on to Twitter in 2009. He was amongst the first to be on Facebook. And his has been an organic growth over a long period of time, unlike several of the Congress leaders who have suddenly jumped up in likes and then suddenly fallen when they got exposed for all the falsehoods.
Kumar Vishwas wants to respond to you.
1 minute. May I complete, Arnab? I've listened to everybody else. The fact of life is,
let him complete. Let him complete. Kumar Vishwas, let him complete first.
Cobra Post has exposed itself to being a B team of the Congress. They are working to an agenda. I checked up the antecedents of some of the companies they have visited. They are one-man, two-man operations. Their own journalist denies that he has any credibility of the information.
Which journalist?
Well, when Mr.
Which one?
Anirudh Bahel was asked that the footage does not give a sense of being very professional claims, he says no, there were 50 and hundreds of people were sitting there. We checked some of the companies, there's one-man, two-man operations. There's nobody in MG Road, Bangalore that he talked about. I suspect...
What are you accusing Anirudh Bahel of?
I suspect that this is only an effort to get random people. I can collect 10 people to come on a camera and say that, oh, they have been paid by Cobra Post to say this. I can get 10 people to come and say, oh, we are told to fudge the TAM rankings. World doesn't work like that. If at all he found any credible information,
okay, 1 minute.
He should have gone to the police.
Okay.
He has claimed that somebody planned
Kumar Vishwas, 1 second.
He should have gone to the police. Otherwise, his case is similar to another case
Here's what I'll decide. 1 minute.
When it becomes collusive. You are
accusing. This is 1 second. I'd like to say this first. I'd like to say this first. that 1 second, Piyush Goyal, let me say this please, that just because, and I'm saying this with some response, just because any journalist does reports which target the BJP, you cannot accuse the person of being in collusion. You cannot accuse the person of
being a B team. Saying it is because
you cannot.
It is a calumny.
Because I am just saying this.
They have got exposed with today's.
You know why I'm saying this? I'm saying this because when a series of scams were reported by Times Now in 2001, and many people said, you are a B team of the opposition, your party and you, Mr. Piyush Goyal, stood on the other side and said it is wrong to target reporters and journalists just because they are doing their journalism. Now, anyway, I think Anirudh can defend himself.
Arnab, wait a minute.
Anirudh said.
Why I say this is because when you make a story on Times Now, Arnab, you do a proper research, you verify its credentials, you don't give a caveat.
Now,
like Cobra Post does give a caveat that we cannot verify the correctness of anything.
Okay, 1 minute. I have to take a break in 2 minutes. I am coming in right now. Gentlemen, 1 second. There has to be a response by Anirudh Bahel. Kumar Vishwas, I will come to you, but after. Kumar Vishwas and Sanjay Jha, I will come to you after Anirudh Bahel. I will come to you after Anirudh Bahel. Anirudh Bahel has to reply now. Because this is what Anirudh Bahel says. By the way, for our viewers, Anirudh Bahel says, the larger-than-life image that Team Modi has assiduously carved out for Modi over the past 1 decade may not be that real, rather invented and reminiscent of the Goebbelian propaganda to sway the opinion of the gullible public. I think this was, if I'm not mistaken, this is part of what is there in your report. Please respond.
Yeah. Arnab, look, first of all, I don't want to get into a dogfight between BJP and Congress. When we do stories, they always shoot the messenger. I mean, this is the standard BJP tactic that happened during West End when the party president was caught taking money for helping a defense deal. Now, we are not going to get into that. I don't want to even sort of comment on Mr. Piyush Goyal's sort of comment that we are colluding with the Congress because I don't want to give him that kind of respectability. So forget that issue. Second thing I'm saying, this whole thing about the 1 or 2 man operation, that is totally wrong. A lot of them are big outfits. They have many people working for them. They have really technological people working for them. They have meeting in fancy offices. And if you see some of those setups, they're really fancy setups. I'm not denying that some of them could be small setups. But what are they doing? I think we are missing the larger picture. We are missing the larger picture because buying Facebook likes, followers is a more benign aspect, even though unethical and perhaps illegal in the kind of methods they are using. The larger, more sinister aspect is that these very same companies are prepared to take out cyber safaris for other people. Forget the BJP Congress issue. I mean, they will get into it because they seek advantage in it and they will start make claims. I'm not going to get into that. What is the simple reason? I mean, we have people saying that they are tasked with certain tasks, like the Patna blast happened, they are going to blame Nitish Kumar for it. The whole political formation just starts doing that. Patel issue, they'll get into the Patel issue. We have suffered that. It's not that we are living in isolation of these issues. The Muzaffarnagar thing, we blame social media. The Patna blast happened. I mean, the whole Northeast exodus that happened is because of how it was drummed up and message and rumor mongering began through social media. So it is not something that we are living, we don't know about all these things. We have to debate these things seriously about our laws, whether they're capable of checking with it.
One second. Piyush Goyal, 1 minute. I just want 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Now you see, I have a limitation.
Yeah,
1 second. My limitation right now is, Mr. Piyush Goyal, is that I need to take a 2-minute break. 1 minute, I'm coming back. I want you and Kumar Vishwas and Sanjay Jha to allow me, because I'm extending this debate, to allow me to go for a 2-minute debate. When I come back, Kumar Vishwas will respond, but before that, Piyush Goyal will respond. Back in 120 seconds on the Newshour Debate number 2. While saying that he does not want to reply directly to Piyush Goyal because in his own words, as he said, I do not want to give him that kind of respectability, Anirudh Bahel, before we went into the break, tore into some of the arguments that Piyush Goyal put in part 1 of debate number 2. Now, Piyush Goyal's turn to respond. Kumar Vishwas, I will come to you right after that. Now, this is one more part of what Anirudh Bahel's Cobra post says. If the claims of the companies exposed are to be believed among political parties, Bharatiya Janata Party is at the forefront in social media campaigns. So is its Prime Ministerial candidate Narendra Modi, with scores of companies working overtime for them. This puts a question mark on the claims of the BJP leadership that there is a wind blowing in favor of their party and Narendra Modi. I would like to say that Piyush Goyal is the man who heads the social media aspect for the BJP. So this is a direct accusation against you. Do you have people on your payrolls? Do you have companies working there to amplify your presence on the social media? If you do so, the time to declare them, Piyush Goyal, is now.
Well, Arnab, what Mr. Anirudh Behel says is his personal opinion, but what he backs it up with is completely irrelevant and unsubstantiated. When he was asked questions, why are you targeting one party? He says, no, they are corporate houses, they are political leaders, they are NGOs, but we don't see any of the other information coming out.
What other information?
Well, he has himself
What other information?
He has himself said that we have NGOs, scam-tainted senior government officials, corporate houses, individual politicians, etc. Also, he has made all sorts of allegations based on certain
he says he doesn't know what you're talking about.
Certain purported conversations, which anybody can put up people to make conversations. He says they've all accepted payment in cash, and therefore there is no record. I think the first thing Mr. Behel's
but the sting reveals
he should go to the police. All the clauses that he has written in his Cobra Post mail, he should tell the police to investigate all of these items. And दूध का दूध पानी का पानी हो जाएगा.
No, there are names of BJP leaders.
Works purely on cadres. We have our support base, which is based of BJP workers. Never does the BJP engage in the type
then
of
what
work
is all this?
that Mr. Anirudh Behel ostensibly
then what
alleges.
Is, no.
Ideally, he should go to the police. If he has confidence
all this,
in
the whole suggestion is
Goyal is living in a world
let
of
the
denial.
police come up with the investigation.
He's living in a world of
I also have a
denials.
view that it should be investigated.
It should be investigated. Anirudh Behel
Why
has
is
said
Anirudh Behel giving you all this? He should have gone to the police as soon as he found that communal riots are being created by some people. As soon as he found that Muzaffarnagar was the handiwork of any few people, soon as he found Northeast people are leaving Bangalore, why did he not go to the police? And by the way, the companies that he's claiming, Arnab, for your information, are one-man, two-man operations.
Names of people have been taken.
Om Consultancy.
Names of people have been taken. For example, Sequeira claims to have helped 2 BJP MPs from Karnataka with their social media campaign. You know the names.
You know the names. 4 people to say they are working to move the TAM ratings of a channel or the other. By that, it doesn't mean anything. You have to be able to have some credible, corroborative evidence.
Who decides the credible aspect of
police.
it? 1 second. Who's rebutting?
That's what the police's job is.
No, who decides credibility? You don't decide the credibility.
We should have gone to the police right away.
Well, he's put the information out. You investigate. No, if your party is doing something like that.
My party doesn't do anything.
Kumar Vishwas wanted to come in earlier.
He who is making the allegation.
Kumar Vishwas
so he has to go to the
Kumar
police.
Vishwas, please.
अन्ना मैं तीन छोटी बात कहना चाहता हूं. पहला बात तो ये कि मैं कस्बे से आया हूं और मेरे यहाँ परंपरा थी कि अगर स्थानीय अखबार में किसी दरोगा के खिलाफ कोई पत्रकार खबर कर दे तो उसका ट्रांसफर हो जाता था, क्योंकि पत्रकारिता की विश्वसनीयता बहुत थी. तो अनिरुद्ध बहल के प्रति पूरे सम्मान के बाद भी मैं कहना चाहूंगा कि कहीं ना कहीं जो छोटे मीडिया इंडिपेंडेंट हाउसेज हैं, चाहे वो मीडिया सरकार हो चाहे ये हो, इनके कुछ चूजन जो फ्रेम है उनमें कहीं ना कहीं शंका पैदा होती है, जिसके खिलाफ इन्हें खुद ही काम करना पड़ेगा. अगर ये सबके लिए करेंगे तो लोग मानेंगे और जो तर्क है उसे कोई बाई नहीं करेगा.
खुल के कहिए, आपको किस बात की शंका है अनिरुद्ध बहल के खिलाफ? खुल के कहिए.
नहीं, मेरी कोई शंका नहीं है. मैं केवल ये कह रहा हूं कि अगर लोकमानस में शंका आती है कि जानबूझ के किया गया, जैसे मीडिया सरकार में आधा सच आधा छुपाया गया, तो लोगों की शंका हुई. आपके शो पर क्यों नहीं हो रही है लोगों की शंका? एक दूसरे चैनल पर क्यों नहीं? मैं इस पर बात ही नहीं कर रहा. मैं कह रहा हूं कि एक शाश्वत विषय है कि मीडिया के लोगों को इस बात का ध्यान रखना पड़ेगा कि जब वो इस काम को करें तो वो सब तरफ दृष्टि रखें. अगर उन्होंने केवल आम आदमी पार्टी के 5 कार्यकर्ता मिले, 40% भाजपा के टेंटेड लोग नहीं मिले, कांग्रेस के नहीं मिले, तो लोग शक करते हैं कि कहीं ना कहीं गड़बड़ है. हो सकता है हम गलत हो, लेकिन
Anirudh Behel,
साइबर वर्ड देखते हैं.
Anirudh Behel, have you been selective? Anirudh Behel, have you been selective?
के बारे में कहना चाहता हूं.
1 second, have you been selective?
I'll be very.
Arnab, I want to come in.
I'll come to you after Anirudh Behel.
Arnab, it's a common thing. Do you?
No. Arnab, please let me allow. मैं बहुत देर से सुना था.
1 second. Anirudh Behel is responding to you.
Nobody does investigations based on quotas.
Yeah, please.
I mean, we do investigations
मैं बिल्कुल ये नहीं कह रहा. आप दूसरी तरफ प्रश्न को मोड़ रहे हैं. मैंने अनिरुद्ध बहल पर उंगली नहीं उठाई. मैं केवल कह रहा हूं कि मीडिया हाउसेस को इंडिपेंडेंट दिखना पड़ेगा.
strong objection to Mr. Kumar Vishwas saying.
मैं बिल्कुल नहीं कह रहा.
Kumar Vishwas, 1 minute.
Mr. Kumar Vishwas saying that small that small media organizations are not as trustable as mainstream media organizations. Suppose somebody were to level a charge at you, Arnab, that for 3 days you didn't debate a particular issue, therefore you are for or against that particular topic. How would you take it? I feel that this is wrong. Small media organizations who are non-mainstream also have the same privileges and the same rights and duties to report the story.
अगर ये शंका लोक में पैदा हुई है, नहीं देखिए, ये सवाल केवल पीयूष का नहीं है, ये सवाल बाकी लोग
आप बोल रहे हैं।
ऐसा नहीं है कि देश में सिर्फ कांग्रेस और भाजपा ही है, इसके अलावा भी लोग हैं। लेकिन मैं नहीं, संजय जी आप सुनिए, मैं जब चुप था, जो पीयूष बात करें मैं उनको भी ये कहूंगा।
Arnab, I want to make a point here.
1 minute, Sanjay.
और वो इतने स्वीकार्य नेता हैं, तो आप बाहर से लोगों को मत लाइए। कहीं ना कहीं कुछ ऐसे भस्मासुर पैदा हुए हैं, वो अतिरेक में हुए हो, अति उत्तेजना में हुए हो, कि वो कहीं ना कहीं भारतीय जनता पार्टी और नरेंद्र मोदी की जो छवि है उसको नुकसान पहुंचा रहे हैं। मैं खुद इस बात का शिकार हूं। आप अगर ये लिख दीजिए कि सुबह दिन बहुत अच्छा निकला है, तो वो नीचे लिखेंगे नमो नमो, नमो में भारत। इसकी क्या आवश्यकता है? आप वैसे ही लोकप्रिय हैं। संजय झा इसलिए काम नहीं कर सकते कि कांग्रेस के पास सोशल नेटवर्किंग मीडिया पर देने के लिए कोई कंटेंट नहीं है। वो बोलेंगे क्या? वो राहुल गांधी को प्रोजेक्ट करेंगे, राहुल गांधी का पेज
आम आदमी पार्टी self-righteous, sanctimonious rubbish stands exposed today. You can listen, you can keep talking till the cows come home, Mr. Vishwas, but the people of India can see that how duplicitous you were as a party. I don't want to discuss with you, but you know, Arnab, the point I want to make here, just to make a point here, that Cobra, I'm not holding a brief for Mr. Vishwas. Just a minute, Mr.
हमारे पास तो कंटेंट है, इसलिए
1 minute, Mr. Vishwas.
Anyway, you are the team B of BJP. Everybody knows that. Yeah. Wow. Absolutely. The point I want to make, Arnab, is I remember when Cobra Post came out with an expose on the banking industry. There were many senior people from the banking industry where I was once there before who sniggered and said this was nothing but documented in some kind of fictitious way that was doubtful. Eventually, RBI took action on it. I can understand why Piyush Goyal is looking very disturbed and agitated and trying to look at some kind of an understanding between Cobra Post and Congress. I want to be upfront. The Congress has got nothing to do with what the Cobra Post has done today. And point number 2, the reason why he's trying to distort the topic, Piyush, is because of Stockgate, because of what has been exposed by Cobra Guest and Gulel on the issue of Narendra Modi as Sahib and Amit Shah hounding a woman, which has now become an issue that they cannot, no matter what they do, stifle. I think that's a worry. That's why they're trying to draw a linkage. I've heard BJP spokespeople on multiple channels trying to draw a linkage and say this is a biased propaganda. Let me tell you, Piyush, accept the facts of life and you should apologize to the people of India for abusing the social media platform.
Sanjay Jha has no presence in social media. His party has lost the plot. And now they need to use their B team. Now look at the type of companies
we have seen how you have won it.
Arnab,
fictitious,
look at the type of
fake
companies
and
they've
fraudulent.
used.
I have only 3 terms for you.
You will both. I request you. 1 minute. I know where this debate is going. You let me come in, please.
Arnab,
let me go. I want to set the rules here for 1 second.
Tell you about
Piyush Goyal, 1 minute. Piyush Goyal, you know what? Everyone's watching tonight. I know there are phone calls in the newsroom. People want to participate in the debate. I'm not letting them in. With a mark of respect to the viewers tonight, I have one rule I want to put in this debate tonight. Because it's past 10:30, I'm extending the news hour. I want Sanjay Jha and Piyush Goyal not to interrupt each other. Both sides can have their say. But this is not the social media.
Yes, but Sanjay Jha has to stick to the topic. He cannot start going round and round. I can start discussing all the series of corruption scams of this government. I can start discussing Colgate, Telecom, Commonwealth, everything if Sanjay wants to divert the subject. We are here to discuss this so-called sting which should have gone to the police for investigation if the minorities are being targeted by anybody. And the only people who are doing divisive vote bank politics in this country are already exposed and Sanjay Jha represents them. And look at the companies, Arnab. The companies are own consultancy. It does body shopping and software development somewhere in Andheri. Cloud May India Private Limited. They don't even have a website. There's another Websol Media. It's small-time SEO firm. And they design websites for $99. There's Virinchi Software. It's a small setup that does website designing.
Who should answer that? Sanjay Jha, Cobra Post.
No
Who will answer that? Sanjay Jha, Cobra Post. I think you let Cobra Post answer that.
He's from Hubli.
No,
so all of these are fake
that.
firms, a fake sting, which has no substance.
No, that's
If
Cobra
at all,
Post.
I
No,
think that
Cobra
should be
Post will
police
answer that.
investigation.
Cobra Post will answer that. I give 1 minute for Cobra Post to answer that. 7 minutes on the Newshour debate. It's the turn of Cobra Post to respond to that. Yes, go ahead. Anirudh Bahal.
Arnab, it's like this. If you are going to, I'm very surprised that he has come so research, so obviously he knows something about those companies. So I hope it is not as they are saying that they have direct connections between them.
I'm surprised that Anirudh Bahal doesn't know.
Having a website or not having a website, having a website doesn't prove that they are not manipulating social media.
You get an idea of a company by going to their website, and we did just that. It took us 10 minutes to expose your sting.
Will you let me talk, please? Oh, really? I mean, if 5-6 people are saying the manner in which the companies which are ready to defame and take contracts out for anybody, and which we have proven that they have taken contracts out on malign, and those same companies are saying that they work for Narendra Modi's campaign, I think a serious question has been answered. Being responsible, I have not laid a single charge that those companies have done derogatory work or supadi work for Mr. Narendra Modi's campaign. That is a subject matter of investigation. But if you are going to say that those companies, they obviously say that on camera, they are confessions on camera, and we stick by that story. And if you are going to say, if you're going to run down those companies, you're very wrong. They are very organized companies, some of them, where it could be a small setup, but a small setup is also in today's technological world. There are various software available, various technologies available. They talk about that. They are using servers from outside. Ukraine, Germany, Russia, they are sort of masking their attacks.
No, but how come you have no evidence against the Congress party? No, one second.
Arnab, what does this
just
prove?
1 second.
Just that
I'm not holding any.
No, how come that they've done all this? How come there is no one minute. I want to ask Anirudh Bahal.
Historical perspective.
Anirudh Bahal, I don't want to talk to Piyush directly. If you'll allow me, please.
Anirudh Bahal, just 30 seconds I'll take, please allow me. You didn't find anything against the Congress, or you didn't look for anything against the Congress?
We did.
You didn't find it?
Not at all. We were there. I mean, the investigation will go somewhere. Then and there's a historical perspective to it. There's a contemporary perspective to it.
No, the BJP says, Anirudh. The BJP, Anirudh.
If you are going to tweet.
Anirudh, I have... No, one second. First of all, let me preface this by saying... Anirudh, first of all, let me preface this by saying that both at a personal, professional level, I have great regard for your work as an investigative journalist over many years, many more than my own experience. But I must ask you this question. You know, the BJP's basic argument against you is that how is it that on 15th of October, Kapil Sibal says as a press conference, and he says, I quote, a private army was employed by Modi to disturb the cyberspace in his favor. And then a sting operation goes public from your Cobra Post just 1 month after he makes a statement which exactly validates what he says. Is that a coincidence, Mr.
I have no idea what
we have been saying it for the past 1 year. Arnab, we have been saying it for the past 1 year. I have been saying it for the past 1 year.
But why are you quoting Mr. Kapil Sibal? Common sense what is happening.
For himself.
We have been saying that for over 1 year and a half.
I mean, what I'm saying is, it's a very simple test. Today, you or me tweet anything against Mr. Narendra Modi, there'll be 50 trolls hitting you in 5 minutes. You say anything against Rahul Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi, just compare the trolls. All I'm making a very simple point is that this is manufactured, organized outrage. This is not individual outrage. This is outrage artificially channeled by these kind of companies. Which is the most dangerous for our...
Every opinion poll,
1 second. Kumar Vishwas is back.
Opinion poll which showed that the whole country is following Narendra Modi. The whole country is looking at Narendra Modi as the leader of the future.
No, 1 second.
That was Google's
I followed your dictum.
As per Mr. Bahal.
I have not interrupted, but I need to make a statement.
Briefly, yes. Kumar Vishwas.
No, I need to make one quick statement. I'm very amused by Piyush Goyal's hypothesis. Does he expect these fake accounts to be done by Wipro and Infosys?
There are no fake accounts. The fake accounts are of your leaders.
I'm hearing from the BJP here. And let me answer the second question. Let me answer the second question here. And that is the fact of life that Piyush Goyal cannot ignore. It is on camera. Well, let me tell you, it is on camera. And number 3, the accusations have been made against you because they have been known for a long, long time. It is impossible that you can create followers who are able to hit every time.
Sanjay Jha, 1 minute. The Aam Aadmi Party comes in. Kumar Vishwas, Piyush Goyal after that. Piyush Goyal after that. Piyush Goyal after Kumar Vishwas. Yes, Kumar Vishwas. Kumar Vishwas. Kumar Vishwas.
Piyush Goyal.
Between both of you, let the Aam Aadmi Party in, please. Yes, Kumar Vishwas.
I think Piyush Goyal is leading the dirty
मुझे बड़ा आश्चर्य और हंसी है कि रियल वर्ल्ड में देश को बेइज्जत करने वाले कांग्रेस के प्रवक्ता संजय झा वर्चुअल वर्ल्ड में बेइज्जत करने वालों से माफी मांगने के लिए कह रहे हैं। और जो अनिरुद्ध बहल ने कहा कि राहुल गांधी पे आप लिखिए कोई ट्रोलिंग नहीं करता, भाई राहुल गांधी को कोई सीरियसली लेता ही कौन है इस देश में, उन पे ट्रोलिंग की जाए। मैं तो पीयूष से कहना चाहता हूं कि आपके नेता अगर लोकप्रिय हैं, उनकी लोकप्रियता से कौन अस्वीकार कर रहा है? अब आप शांत
मिस्टर अविश्वास,
अब आप ये कहते रहिएगा। देखिए आप तो कहीं सी टीम में भी नहीं है, चलिए मैं मान लेता हूं, पर संजय झा यू आर नॉट इवन ए सी टीम ऑफ दिस कंट्री नाउ।
अनफॉर्चुनेटली यू हैव बीन कॉट
अब मुझे सुनिएगा, लेकिन मैं पीयूष से भी कहना चाहता हूं, आप करते रहिएगा। संजय झा आपके कहने से कुछ नहीं होता। आपके नेता का ट्विटर हैंडल देखिए, आपके नेता का फेसबुक कमेंट देखिए। हाँ, आप स्टिंग ऑपरेशन तो अर्नब गोस्वामी बताएंगे ना कि उनका आधा जजमेंट क्या था और आधा जजमेंट जो मैं बता रहा हूं, ये हमको मत बताइए आप। मैं तो पीयूष से कहना चाहता हूं कि कहीं ना कहीं उनके पूरा जो मोमेंटम साइबर वर्ल्ड का है, क्योंकि मैं आम आदमी पार्टी का साइबर वर्ल्ड देखता हूं 6-7 महीने से, और अगर ऐसा कुछ हुआ है जो अर्नब आप कह रहे हैं या कहीं से ट्रोलिंग हुई है, तो मैं उन लोगों के लिए माफी मांगता हूं। और मैं फिर क्वेश्चन इस बात कर लूंगा, अरविंद ने बार बार ट्वीट किया, देश के एक बड़े जर्नलिस्ट के लिए कुछ लोगों ने लिखा था, अरविंद ने तुरंत कहा कि ये सब नहीं होना चाहिए, हम भी कह रहे हैं, लेकिन कहीं ना कहीं अति उत्साही में पीयूष आपके कंटेंट राइटर कुछ ऐसा कर रहे हैं जिससे आपके नेता की छवि भी खराब हो रही है, और जिस विराट हिंदुत्व सनातन परंपरा को आप कहते हैं,
आखिरी जवाब, लास्ट रिप्लाई,
चाणक्य को भी स्वीकार करती है, उनके खिलाफ
30 seconds. I give 30 seconds of a reply to Piyush Goyal.
अर्नब कुमार को मैं बता दूं, बीजेपी में कोई कंटेंट राइटर की टीम नहीं है, हमारे यहाँ पे कोई सोशल मीडिया की टीम नहीं है।
पीयूष ये मत
जो भी हो रहा है वो जनता प्राप्त करती है।
नरेंद्र मोदी जी के बारे में भाजपा के बिकॉज़
हजारों लोग फॉलोअर्स जो आते हैं उनको मैं हर 3 दिन में निकालता हूँ, क्योंकि मैं नहीं चाहता हूँ कि कोई भी ऐसे फॉलोअर
भी जानता हूँ।
तो बीजेपी का कोई ऐसा
नुकसान पहुंचा रहे हैं, इलेक्शन कर रहे हैं, तो आई विल सजेस्ट नरेंद्र मोदी जी कि इस बात को रिकंसीडर करें, उनको नुकसान हो रहा है।
You see unsolicited advice, some unsolicited advice on the before I close the news for the weekend. Gentlemen, the elections are happening in the real world, not the virtual world. And thank you very much for participating in that Newshour debate number 2 on the Newshour tonight. And before I go, reminder to our viewers, you stay tuned to our live coverage tomorrow morning as those fast-paced developments take place in the Tarun Tejpal matter. And what do you think now that the victim has herself gone on record saying what happened to her was rape? Is Tejpal's defense and his game up? I'd like to hear from you. See you again very soon. Have a great weekend. Stay tuned to our coverage. Good night and goodbye.